Funny, you know, it's not Sunday night having Tu B'Shvat, and בגמרא in Masechet Rosh Hashanah, the first Mishnah already in Masechet Rosh Hashanah says Mishnah Arba Rashi Shanim. There are 4 different type of Rosh Hashanah in the year. Be'echad Nisan, the first day of Nisan is a Rosh Hashanah. Be'echad Be'elul is a Rosh Hashanah. Be'echad Be'tishrei is a Rosh Hashanah. And Tu B'Shvat. Let me ask you a question. We're doing Tu B'Shvat, such a big event, the fruits. What about all the rest of the Rosh Hashanah that we have in the Mishnah? Why you don't mention anything? And the answer is, what? That's it, you're saying. But the answer is, Rabotai, Tu B'Shvat, it's a very special day of the year. Why? Like the Pasuk writes, Ki Adam et Sadeh. The person is compared to the tree. The same way that the tree you planted at the beginning and it starts small and it starts growing and you have the years that is very strong. And then you have moments of winds and winter. And you have leaves that are falling. But sometimes you have fruits that are growing and making a future for this tree as well. Rabotai, the tree and the person is the same. And that's why Chachamim are saying the day of Rosh Hashanah, it's basically a day that somehow we're also being type of judged that same day, our neshama regarding our growth. And therefore, whoever takes that day for tefillot, for berachot, to ask from Borei Olam, you're getting gates open for all your tefillot to go up. So, Be'ezrat Hashem will take advantage on Sunday night. But Rabotai, I would like to share with you. Now, there was I think it was Rosh Hashanah, if we were talking about Rosh Hashanah. There was in Eretz Israel, there is a city, it's called Bnei Berak. You probably heard about this city. It's the city, the most crowded city in Israel. The most smallest and crowded city. And the most popular, okay? Anyway, every Motzei Shabbat, you have thousands of people waiting in the bus stations. Why? They came over for Shabbat. If it is family, if it is the rabbis, you know how many Hasidim. That's a regular Shabbat. Imagine Shabbat of Rosh Hashanah. You have all the Hasidim and all the people coming to Bnei Berak to spend with the rabbis and families. So there was one time, one of these Rosh Hashanah, and all of those thousands of people that were waiting in the bus station. Correct? And the buses, especially from Bnei Berak to Jerusalem, they were coming one after the other, all of them packed. Packed. Already, you know, the first stop, everybody was going in. What can I tell you? People were waiting for hours. One bus, and then another bus. And they started to complain. What's going on? Listen, the company of the buses is not doing the work. They should bring double the amount. And started to complain. It says hours are passing, and buses are not coming. And when they come, they're coming packed. And then one of the Jews that was standing in one of those bus stations with another hundreds of people, all of a sudden there is a bus. Usually the bus from Bnei Berak to Jerusalem is number 402. I remember when I used to live in Israel, 402. All of a sudden there is a bus, 318. Empty bus. But 318. He passed by and he stops in that bus stop. The driver opens up the doors and he asks, who needs to Netanya? Another city. 318, who needs to Netanya? Ya Habibi. What Netanya ni Netanya? You don't see over here is the bus of 402. Everybody's waiting for 402. No, I'm going to Netanya. And then one of the guys that, he knows how to talk. approached the driver and he says, listen, I'm ready to do with you a deal. You change the number and I give you a good amount of money. Mata Omer? Deal? No, you're crazy. What are you asking for me? You don't know that if it changes, they're going to have issues. And then a friend of the guy that made the request also, and the people started to put some pressure on the driver. Listen, look how many kids and women and people are waiting, and please, we're going to pay you. Yeah, no. They convinced the guy. They got get convinced. The guy changed the number, 402. All the people, yalla, inside the bus. The bus is packed, Baruch Hashem. And they start driving. The guy drives to Jerusalem. Driving, and everybody berachot. You know, Motzei Rosh Hashanah, Borei Olam will give you Shana Tova Mevorechet. Long life, health, parnasa, all the berachot. Say that they were already getting to the hills of Jerusalem. And one of the guys that was, the whole bus was packed. One of the guys was standing next to the driver. And he tells him, tell me something. He started to talk. You're not scared that, maybe they will throw you out? So listen, you're making a whole, you're changing the whole plans. And he said, no, it's fine, Be'ezrat Hashem. Yeah, Be'ezrat Hashem, but what are you going to tell them? And he started to push with questions. And then the driver looks at him and he tells him, listen, I want to tell you something. When I was before the bus goes out, the manager got an information that there is hundreds of people in the bus stations. So he said, we must send buses, 402 right now. So he asked around, who is able to go 402 right now to take a bus and rush? No one wanted to go. Why not? Easy. Everybody's going to complain, to yell at him, to scream, to curse him. So no one wants to do it. I had no choice. And they sent me to 402. I said, I'm Shuga, I'm going to get all the curses. What the guy did, he changed the number. He put 318. And when he got there, he made the whole show. Listen, I cannot go. I'm going to Netanya. No, please, Jerusalem. And I changed for 402. And now I'm getting all the berachot from you. Oh. So he said that there was a rabbi behind it. And obviously, he didn't say to the driver nothing. He doesn't know the driver. But when he came to his yeshiva, he said to the people, guys, you know which type of musar I got in my life? I want to tell you. In life, sometimes you think that things are not going well, and it's not fair, and you complain, and you don't understand by complaining, you're making it even worse. Why? Because you're making people not to help you. And not only people not to help you, but the olam also limited, is getting limited kiviyachol to help you out because you complain. But the day that you will start to give berachot and to appreciate Borei Olam, automatically Borei Olam will not have to make, it's going to go straight with you. That's message number one. Message number two. This guy that spoke with the driver, he was sure that he convinced the driver. He went and he told him, and you see, thanks to me, all of the people that are coming to Jerusalem. Yeah, it's a dick. And you don't understand that already from the very beginning, the plan of Borei Olam was to give you this. You think now, and I'm doing this in the business, and I'm making those phone calls, and I'm talking like that. Habibi, we are nothing. And whatever Borei Olam put as a decree is going to happen to you anyways. That's why, Rabotai, Ki Adam Etz Hasadeh, when we talk about Tu B'Shvat, what's the main point in Tu B'Shvat? Berachot. What's Berachot? Appreciating Borei Olam. Like the Gemara in Masechet Berachot, we're learning now, a lot of people are learning Daf Yomi. And the Gemara writes, Asur. You're not allowed to start your prayers with requests. Asur. First of all, you have to know how to appreciate. how to say berachot to Borei Olam. Akel, Agadol, Agibor, Ve'anora. You're thanking, you're praising God. Then you finish praising, then you can start asking. Then you can start requesting. There is a very rare Gemara. The Gemara writes like this. I believe is in Masechet Hagiga. The Gemara says, Eno dome, shone pirko 100 פעמים, לשונה 101. It's not the same for a person who learns Torah, the same Mishnah, the same Gemara, 100 times, that the one that learned it 101. Sheneimar. And the Gemara writes that whoever learns Torah 100 times, okay, and the one that learns Torah 101, he is compared to the one who is Ovedet Hashem. I forget the pasuk. Ba'asher lo avado, ends up the pasuk over there. Meaning, the one that learns 101 is considered you worshiping God, and the one that learns 100 times, you're now worshiping HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And the question is obvious. Do you know what it is to learn something 100 times? There was a great rabbi. His name was the Gaon Vilna. I think it was about the Gaon Vilna. They say, sometimes good stories, they change rabbis. But it doesn't matter. A good story is still good. They said that the great rabbi, years passed, and the rabbi was very famous. And a friend of the rabbi came up to him, and he told him, Rabbi, we learned together years. You remember when we were at school, and then yeshiva, we learned together. You became the Gaon Vilna. And I became, I know Torah, but what's the secret? And the rabbi told me, this Gemara in Masechet Chagiga. He told me, what's the difference between me and you? That you learn 100 times, I learn 101. The guy opens up his eyes. Rabbi, is that logical? You want to tell me that a guy who learns 100 times is called now worshiping Hashem? Call him, you worship Hashem, but it's better the one to learn 101. And one more time is going to make the whole difference. There are many, many answers. One of them is the answer that 100 and 101, it's not the amount, it's the effort. 100 times, it's great. But sometimes you're making effort, but you can do one more step. One more time. Making one more effort for you. And Borei Olam, whatever he's looking for is the effort. And that's called Va'asher lo avado. Whoever is not giving all the effort that he can, all the potential that he have, it's not called that it's worshiping HaKadosh Baruch Hu for real. That's one explanation. But I heard another explanation beautifully. And Rabotai, this is an explanation, a Hasidic explanation. You can understand it. There is a chapter in Tehillim, number 100. What's the chapter of Tehillim number 100? Mizmor le'todari u'Lashem kol haaretz. What a chapter. Borei Olam, thank you. Ivdu et Hashem besimcha. Bo'u lefanav v'nana. Let's praise Borei Olam. Hu asanu ve'lo anachnu. What a mizmor. Beautiful. And there is chapter 101. What is chapter 101? Over there the Mizmor writes about Hashem. How is the pasuk? 101. If you have it with you, that will be great. Okay, he says over there, the pasuk writes, Tzedek u'mishpat ashira. Something like that. Meaning, Borei Olam, I'm praising you. You have it? Hazak u'baruch. David Mizmor. Chesed u'mishpat ashira lecha Hashem azamera. Borei Olam, Chesed. What's Chesed? What's Chesed? Kindness. Umishpat. What's Mishpat? Judgment. Ashira lecha. I will praise you and I will sing to you. Say Say, one of the Mefarshim explains like this. You know what's the difference in between the one that is learning 100 and the one that is learning 101? Not in how many times he repeats his learning. The one that leaves only chapter 100 and the one that leaves also the concept of chapter 101. What that means. Whoever is thinking about Olam when everything is going well, you have it easy, Habibi. When everything is going smooth, everybody's a tzaddik. You come to shul, you pray, you're happy. But what if Borei Olam is not only giving you chesed, but he's also giving you mishpat? He's also putting you in some situations that are uncomfortable. You're having some issues with the neighbors, some issues with the family, some issues in the business. Parnasah is going up and down. Then also you're ready to ashir alecha. You're also ready to sing and to praise HaKadosh Baruch Hu. He says, if yes, this is called asher avado. That's called the person who is worshipping Borei Olam. The only difference is if you leave chapter 100 or you leave also the concept of chapter 101. Now, just to finish, I want to tell you that there was a rabbi that, Baruch Hashem, he had his students and he had many, many people that were helping him out. And he says that one day, a student came up to the rabbi. It's a famous story, maybe. A student came up to the rabbi and he told him, Rabbi, I can't anymore. Parnasah ala panim. It's not going well at all. I'm having, mashallah, how many kids? And I'm having, mashallah, issues in the house, and the house is too small for me. And every time that I come home, I feel like I'm getting struggled. I can't. The rabbi said, you know what? I have to think about it. Come tomorrow. The guy comes tomorrow. Says, no, Rabbi, did you got any solution? He says, listen, not yet, but do me a favor. This Friday, I got a bunch of people that got stuck in the city. If you don't mind to invite them. The guy looks at him, the big eyes. Rabbi, what are you talking about? I'm just telling you that I'm stuck. They have no room. He says, I understand you, but listen, if you don't mind, Hazid, those guys that get stuck over here, they have nowhere to sleep. Please. So the rabbi, he doesn't know how to say it even to his wife, but the rabbi is, and they got the guests in. He says, the guy comes Shabbat morning. Oh my gosh, he didn't even sleep. He didn't have where to sleep even. Shabbat morning comes to the shul, and then after Shacharit, the rabbi approaches the guy and he tells him, I'm so sorry to bother you. Chazak u'baruch for what you're doing. Do me a favor. I got 3 guys that just came up to me. They have nowhere to eat. Do me a favor. Please accept them. And the guy again, Rabbi, it's a big mitzvah, big mitzvah. I have no choice. And the guy is getting another 3. And then Saudah Shalishit, Saudah Shalishit, he got also a couple of gifts. And then Menaveh Malka, you know the Hasidim, they make Menaveh Malka. Menaveh Malka, the guy didn't want to approach the rabbi. The judge just saw the rabbi, he started to go to the other side of the shul. And the rabbi looks at him, Habibi, come, Tzaddik, come. Listen, one more guy. Rabbi, I have no more room. The guys are standing. Fine. The whole Shabbat finished. Sunday, in Israel, it's not vacation, so they go to work. Each one of them started to go back to their homes. And then Sunday morning, the rabbi sees the Hasid. And the Hasid with a huge smile. So, how it was last night? Rabbi, Baruch Hashem, it should be always like this. I said, oh, Chazak Baruch, you got the point. You were complaining that everything was being so tight and there is no room. Okay, whenever you feel too tight, put yourself a little bit more of pressure. And then you can appreciate, what do you have? Is only berachah that HaKadosh Baruch Hu is giving to each one of us. Baruch Adonai Le'olam. Amen.